Hey guys, thanks so much again for joining me on another video about Algarve in Portugal. And today I'm walking above my house in São Brás del Portel. It's beautiful, and the previous shot you saw was yesterday, and now it's like pretty sort of overcast day, misty, cloudy day, and I wanted to get up to the top of the hill to try and see out over all the clouds, but you'll see what happens. So I just wanted to say thanks so much for following along, and my mission here is to help you guys with anything about Portugal, because I feel like I'm in a pretty unique situation. I've been here for 20 years, live here, a lot of other people living here, but I'm trying to help you guys with any information that you need. So I've designed these relocation sheets, which you can jump onto my website, algarveaddicts.com, and get it for free. Wow, that was a great little walk. So I've known Chris for some time, and I don't know him super well, but I've been chatting to him recently about real estate, because obviously I'm not a real estate professional and I don't know. And a lot of you guys have been asking about real estate. So I thought, well, why not give him a call and see if he's up for having a chat about real estate and then maybe helping you guys. So we're going to have a little chat now. If you've got any questions about real estate, drop them in the comments. And I've set up a special little page, algarveaddicts.com/Chris, where you can actually put in your email address and stuff, and then I'll send you my relocation sheet as well, add you to my list, and then I'll automatically send it straight to Chris as well. So if you're interested in real estate, it'll automatically go straight to him, and he'll get back to you and set up a call and try and help you find an amazing property, because he's been here for 12 years, as I said. And you'll find out. He's an experienced real estate guy. He's got a nice big real estate company, and they look like a really, really good setup. So here's Chris. Chris, it's really great to see you again. I wanted to ask you a few questions about real estate practices and in the Algarve, and how do they actually differ from the UK to Portugal? Because I presume that you worked in the UK, right?
I did, but I wasn't actually a real estate agent in the UK. But I do know quite a bit about it. But no, I was actually a chef in the UK.
Are you a chef?
Yeah. Yeah, I was a chef up until the age of about 22. And then, I left the UK to go travelling and worked in various different countries. And eventually got into real estate in Spain. Uh-huh. So that was slightly different. But I'd say the main difference is, if you go to an agent in the UK, they usually carry a small portfolio of between, I would say one little office would take, between 20 and 70 properties. And they're only ever going to show you their properties. They're never going to really sort of work together with another agent. I don't think that's a common practice in the UK. Whereas over in Portugal, it's very common for one property to be listed by, I would say, probably on average between 2 and 7 agents.
I've heard stories of 32 agents on one property. I think that's like the worst ever.
It's probably a hard property to sell.
Yeah.
But it's not uncommon to have that. So that's the big difference. And also, I would say, I've purchased property in the UK. I remember finding it strange. I had to go to their office. I had to follow them in my car, and they just showed me the property. And it was like, well, what about the local area? What's going on? Where's the closest school? Where's the closest pub? Whereas in Portugal, what tends to happen is you go, even the agent will pick you up from the airport, because they know you don't, necessarily know everything. You know your way around, where the best beaches are. So if you find a good agent in Portugal, they should pick you up either from the airport or at least from your hotel. A lot of agents will help you book hotels, get you good deals. One other service that some people offer is they'll organise a rental for you for a week. And really, it's not just, I'm going to meet the agent, see one property, and that'll help me make up my mind, because you've perhaps never lived in the country. So what's a really good idea to do is spend 3 days with the agent, I always say to clients, buy the agent lunch or treat them to dinner. Really get, if you've got someone who's lived here, I mean, I've got guys who have worked for me and girls who have worked for me who have been here for, one lady downstairs, she's been here for 29 years from the States. She's a wealth of knowledge. She'll take clients out, show them the schools, the beaches, organise the tax number, bank accounts, insurances, actually really, meet their expectations. So yeah, so I'd say that's the main difference.
Excellent. Yeah, I think that's probably very different in the UK, in the USA as well. I mean, you have one agent per house, probably. I think there's actually, to be honest, I don't know.
US is slightly different. You get a lot of agents who just work for the sellers, and then you have another agent who works for the buyer, and they kind of battle it out between them.
Okay, great. So now back to the Algarve. Where are people buying right now in the Algarve and over the last few years? Where are the regions that you see most growth and excitement?
So when I first started, there was a lot of interest sort of in the Villamora, Albufeira area. I think it's more price dependent. I mean, Villamora now, the new stuff they're releasing is well above the €500,000 mark.
Wow.
And a lot of clients buy and then want to rent it out, or they buy because the price is good. So, I mean, if you're looking in the central Algarve now, you're regularly seeing apartments going above 500,000-600,000, villas. A nice villa in Villamora or Villa Sol is above $1 million. And so people have kind of stretched their legs. There's been a lot of interest in the Eastern Algarve, especially in like Cabanas. So Cabanas, you can get a really nice sea view apartment, either, like only 5 years old for maybe 300,000, or a brand new apartment for 250,000. So you're getting high quality, good energy rating. It's got that beautiful little boat over to the beach, and it's a really nice little village. But I'd say the most popular area by far, and we're not biased because we haven't even got an office there, we're not based there, is Lagos. So, down on Porto de Mos Beach, 4 years ago you could pick up a beautiful apartment, sea views for 250, a nice villa for 800. That's kind of been, sort of overtaken now. You're probably looking at 450 and above $1 million. But in the centre of town, you're still picking up brand new apartments for 280. And there's not many villas in the centre of town. It's more of a place where they've built apartments. But yeah, I'd say Lagos has been the new hotspot. More than 60% of our clients have been buying down there.
Wow, that's a lot. Huh? That's
Yeah, surprised us all.
Excellent. Oh, well, thanks for that breakdown, Chris. That's really interesting. What do you reckon is the best spot for like an insider purchase, up and coming place? I mean, I always think that Quarteira is probably the best spot to look at, but I don't know if that's true. What have you found?
Yeah, I mean, Quarteira's a different one. I mean, if I was selling, it depends what you want. I mean, if it was a pure investment, I'd be tempted to stay away from the new builds in Quarteira because the apartments are beautiful, but we had someone come the other day and say, "Can you help me sell my new build apartments?" And they're €550,000. I think you'd be better off just coming away slightly from Quarteira, just on the outskirts. I noticed the other day there was a 3-bedroom house with a nice garden, walking distance to all the bars and restaurants and shops, and that was only up for 265. It needed some refurbishment. If it was me personally, I would put an offer in at 230, hope to achieve sort of 240, spend 30,000 on a refurb, and that'd easily be worth, I would say, 350 in 2 to 3 years. You'd get fairly good rental income, but yeah, I'd just kind of avoid or keep a lookout for a bargain. Especially something with a sea view there, because the beaches are really nice. But yeah, I mean, I do like Quarteira. It's just not got the same feel as Villamora, so it depends what you're looking for. If you're looking more for occasional living, I think Quarteira ticks the box. But if you're after, being on a golf course, then it's got to be Villamora.
Well, what if you're looking for a great investment? I mean, where do you think is the best buy right now in the whole of the Algarve?
Definitely Lagos.
Okay.
That's where you're seeing prices increase. I mean, it's all to do with the accessibility. It became a lot more accessible with the new motorway. You can get the train down there. You do have to do the stop off on the way. But now, I mean, from Faro Airport to Lagos, you can do that drive in 45, 50 minutes. And it's got a little bit more culture to it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a long drive. I mean, it's not ideal if you're a pilot or something and you have to track to the airport and back every single day. But obviously, if you're a normal person, you're not going to go to the airport all the time. You're just living there. So it's not a bad drive. But I was just wondering,
Yeah.
like, final question, could you give us a sort of bird's eye overview of the real estate industry in the Algarve, based on metrics that you guys use over the last couple of years? I mean, what's growing? What's happening?
Okay, so I mean, when I first started in the industry about 12 years ago, I mean, our regular sort of, or the area that was in demand was a lot of Albufeira. I do remember that because it was just before the financial crash of 2008, 2009, which really hit the Algarve. It was a little bit delayed here. It didn't really hit here until 2010, 2011. So, I mean, some of the buys then were, I remember selling a villa in Valdelobo for 1.9 million, and that felt really expensive. And now that villa had been put on the market for 5 million. So
Wow.
there's been some really big gains there. So yeah, that's been massive. I mean, if you're looking from a lifestyle point of view, I would probably say the villages like Salbras is really popular. Up in Silves is becoming more popular now. And you can pick up a nice property there with a big garden, some nice views, some nice space. So you've kind of got your agents that specialise in that are more inland. And then, of course, the coast comes at a premium. Anything that's got a sea view is now skyrocketing in price. I mean, we had an owner that purchased from us 3 years ago. He bought an off-plan property. It was about 9 months to completion. He pulled out 80,000 euros in rental income. He purchased the property for 435, and he's just accepted an offer of 670 on it.
Nice.
So he's done really well. He's, from his money invested, he only needed to put down a 20% deposit, and he took 80% finance, or 1.1%. So that's really pushing the market forward. So yeah, I mean, I would say if you're buying from the UK, South Africa, currency's been affected. So I would look to using the bank's money. So I mean, that's what's driving the market forward. Is definitely, and there's a lot of information out there that's still saying that interest rates are at 3% and you need a 35% deposit. The banks over the last 6 months have become a lot easier to work with. So that's going to be a driving force in 2021.
Yeah, but I'm not an expert. That's why we're talking to you. But I hear these things being bandied around, saying it's a buyer's market, it's a seller's market. Is there enough product around to buy houses in the Algarve, or how's it looking from that point of view?
I mean, on a normal, so when everything was normal, now we're in the new normal. I would say we would commonly list probably 40 properties a month, and we would sell 20, 25 properties a month. At the moment, we're struggling to find listings. I mean, it's that's harder to find. There's not as many new developments starting. The demand has dropped off. I think we're hoping that'll come back. But I mean, at the moment, what we've done to evolve is we've been selling over videos. A lot of people from the US wanting the golden visa before July. Some South Africans, some people from Dubai. Not as many Brits are buying. Not as many Irish are buying. But the demand's still there, and when a market crashes and becomes a buyer's market, it's when there's too much product on the market, and that's not the case. So we've gone from having 1,000 properties for sale, and we're down at 700, and we still receive probably about 40 to 50 inquiries a day.
Excellent. Well, Chris, I mean, it's been really cool chatting to you, and thanks for that brief overview of the Algarve. It's really, really helpful. And
No
hopefully
worries.
it's
Hope it
helpfully.
helps.
Say again?
I hope it helps.
Yeah, it does. Absolutely. It helps me. And I'm sure it's helped a lot of people out there all around the world who are watching these videos. So thanks so much. Really appreciate your time.
Nice to spend time with you, Nick. Thank you very much.
All right, so that was Chris, and I hope you found that really informative. Chris and I get on quite well, so he may be in quite a few future videos. So who knows? So, you might see him again. I just want to say something that, like, if you do have a real estate story and something to share, please drop it in the comments, because we don't know everything. You've got lots of different, and I don't know everything for sure. So if you've got any experiences or prices or things that you want to share, please drop in the comments, and that can help a lot of other people as well. So yeah, there are so many videos I'd like to make, educational videos like about the school system in Portugal, and I'd like to make all kinds of things. I've got a lot of stuff lined up, stock footage taken, because at the moment it's really tough to get out and about because we're in lockdown, heavy lockdown. I'm not sure if you've seen the news, but it's late January 2021, and it's pretty hectic. So it's very difficult for us to move around. But I do have a lot of stock footage that I've taken, so I'm editing up a lot, and I'm trying to release a video every single week, because I do have other projects on the boil, and it's not a full-time job, this, but it slowly seems to be getting there, because obviously if I start to make a little bit of money out of this, then it can warrant my full-time inclusion here. So, but I'm loving it, really enjoying it. And if you are stuck and you just need to chat it out and talk, and you want to relocate and you don't know where to go and stuff, I do consultations. You can check all the information in the description below. And if you want to find out more about Chris and want to get in touch with Chris and ask him for his advice on real estate and things like that, and ask him for houses and start looking at a few houses online, just go to algarveaddicts.com/Chris, and it'll automatically put you in touch with Chris, and you'll get my relocation sheet and be added to my list, etc., etc. So it's an all-in-one system. Well, let's hope it works. Great. Okay, so thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video, where we might do another real estate video, and then there's Capoeira coming up. So lots in the pipeline. Thanks so much. Really appreciate it. This is so much fun. Loving it.